Hi and welcome back to GamersWeb. Today we're going to take a look at Blood Red Skies by Warlord Games. This game is a World War II combat game set in the Battle of Britain and is written by the legend that is Andy Chambers. Okay, so there's the front of the box with a great logo on the side, and then on the back we have what we get in the box itself, the contents. So you get 6 Supermarine Spitfire Mark IIs, 6 Messerschmitt Bf 109Es, 10 combat dice, 12 Blood Red Skies Advantage flying bases, which I'll come on to in a second, 12 power skill discs, 3 game booklets, rules, expanded rules and scenarios, 42 action cards, 3 reference aircraft cards, 1 movement template, 1 rangefinder, 1 navigation caliper, 6 boom markers, 17 zoom markers, 6 high cover markers, 6 cloud markers, and defense balloon clusters, 3 Blenheim, 4 Dornier DO 1722 bomber counters, and 2 quick reference sheets. Okay, that's the contents. So what we'll do is jump straight in. Okay, now I've been meaning to get this for ages, and I finally got it just a week ago. Okay, so we have 3 rule books. The rules book, expanded rules and scenarios. Right, so read me first. Read this only when ready and take off. Okay, so we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so the game uses D6, and what you're looking to get when you're actually rolling to hit is 6s, which are represented by an ace symbol on this. The other symbols actually do come into play as well, but we'll get to those in a little while. Okay, you get a set of stickers for your Spitfires, and you also get a set of stickers with the Iron Cross on them for your Messerschmitts. I'll look at the cards first and then quickly explain what I can, if I can pick the thing out. Okie dokie. So, that's your Blenheim 4, multi-engine bomber, and it's you're represented by a counter of those are miniatures that you can actually pick up from Warlord that actually have 3 of the Blenheim bombers, so you can do bomber escort missions and stuff. So on one side you have your card, so you have your fighting ability, manoeuvrability and speed, and then you actually have your speed in miles per hour underneath. The speed in miles per hour is quite important because if you're in a tie for initiative, it goes by speed. If you're in a tie for initiative, the person with the highest speed on the card gets to go first, which would be most likely in the scenario the Spitfire, because they're about 7 miles an hour faster than thing. So on the other side you've got the Dornier DO 17Z2. For some reason on the back of the box it says 22 instead of Z2. Okay, and it's actually got all its traits on it, so it's vulnerable, it's multi-engine, and it's got a rear attack on it as well. It's got a manoeuvrability of 0, which is pretty poor, but it is a bomber. It's not designed for fighting. Okay, so if we'll have a quick look at the other cards. So most people want to be familiar with the Spitfire. It's one of the most famous iconic planes in the history of aviation. This is a Mark II, very manoeuvrable. It's got a manoeuvrability of 3. It's got a attack of 1 and a speed of 7. It can do a tight turn as one of its traits. And on the back, there you go, your information on the back. Spitfire Mark 1, Mark 2 was instrumental in the RAF winning the Battle of Britain in 1940. Britain would go on to build more Spitfires than any other type of aircraft during the war. Okay, so that's the Spitfire. And then we have the BF 109E, also known as an ME 109E. There is no real difference. The only difference is the word ME stands for Messerschmitt, which is the company that made them. And the classification was given to both planes during World War II, sorry, I'm jumping back in time there. Okay, so as you can see, it's evenly matched. It's got attack of 1, a manoeuvrability of 3, and a speed of 7. But if we compare the cards, it's got a speed of 354 miles an hour compared to the Spitfire's 357. So that 3 miles an hour is not very much, but that's enough to actually give you advantage. So it's great dive, great climb, which is not the same for the Spitfire, because Spitfire Mark 1s were quite notorious for stalling if they went into a 0G dive, as in if they went down like that, the carburetor would cut out and the plane would stall. Okay, so we get the cards for the game, which I'm going to try and open. Never easy to do on camera, so I'm just going to leave that and I'll pause the filming in a second. Okay, 6 Spitfires, 6 Messerschmitts. I'm just going to show you one of each. I'm not going to get all of them out. You get a wee container to keep them in as well, which is quite good. You can actually get this game with a foam insert, which allows you to keep all your painted models in perfectly. Okay, so I have opened this previously, as you can tell, because I had to check that everything was there. And the one thing I did notice that needs addressing, but that's quite easy to do, is some of the wings, as you can see there, are a little warped. Now, this is just a process of manufacturing. It's quite easy to get them back into place. All you need to do is get some boiling water or very, very hot water, put them in, hold them in for a few seconds, carefully, do not burn yourself of course, and get them straight, take it out and put it in cold water, and it will set perfectly. There was a big problem with this with the Fallout Wasteland Warfare game last year, that a lot of the stuff was warped. It's very easy to fix. And also, you should really wash planes like this before you actually paint them, so the paint actually does. Okay, so this is the Mark II Spitfire. As you can see, it's got its iconic silhouette. Beautiful plane. A little tiny bit of flash on them that's quite easy to clean up with a bit of a hobby knife. But again, beautiful plane. I mean, the profile on that is fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. Great detail. So even see the landing gear on it. Okay, so I'll put him back and I'll just pick up a 109. Okay, now 109s were the bane of the RAF during early World War Two. I keep on saying World War One. I don't know why. Please forgive me. It's not World One. It's World War Two. During the early parts of the Battle of Britain, the ME-109E was very revered and feared by the RAF pilots. Again, great attention to detail. And there we have the undercarriage, right, and the little slot here for your base to go into. And there's a profile on that. Great models. Okay, like I said, most of them have actually got a warp on them, but that'll fix up quite a way, straight away. Okay, so coming to the counters, we have a quick reference sheet. Not one, but two. So a quick reference sheet is exactly the same for both players. So it tells you how to do all your different moves and basically gives you everything you need to know to play the game. Then we also have the cloud formations. There's three lots of counters here. 2 with clouds, when this one's falling out. Those are your markers for your planes. Now, they don't say British, they don't say American, they don't say German, they've just got a pilot skill on them. So those are pilot skills with a rank of 3, or a rank of 5, or a rank of 4, or a rank of 2. Basically, 5 is an ace, 4 is experience, and then it goes down to a green, which will be the lowest one, which will be 2. Or it could be 1, I'm not sure. It'll be 2, yeah. And there's bombs, in case you're, barrage balloons, that you can treat as obstacles when you're flying, because obviously there's nothing in the air to it, apart from another plane. And then we have the calipers, which I don't know what they're used for yet, because I haven't read the rules properly. Your boom markers, basically every time you shoot at a plane, whether you damage it or not, it gets a boom marker. If you've got more boom markers at the end of your turn than you have planes on the battlefield, you lose, you retreat and go home because it's getting too heavy and you need to go back. Okay, so quite simple. You've got your ruler, and that's your range ruler for your cannons, for your guns, as far as I'm aware. And then you've got your 3 Blenheims for the scenarios that come in the game. Okay, I'm going to quickly open the cards, so you can have a quick look at the cards. Now, there are pilots available for the game, so like people like Douglas Bader, who was very famous hurricane pilot in World War II. He lost his legs in an accident and still managed to get more confirmed enemy planes shot down than most other people. Okay, so you've got different kind of cards. You've got your theatre cards, which give you different examples of what you can play, doctrines, and then aircraft traits. And then you also have your pilot, your ace skills as well. And just choose one at random. So accurate. So an ace can get the best out of his guns. Play on a friendly ace during their activation. Okay, so roll one extra firepower dice when the ace makes a shooting attack. And it's a gunnery test. So basically you roll on your gunnery skill, which will be the top one, which is 1. But you don't just roll one dice, you actually roll multiple dice and add a thing to them. And then we've also got like tight turn, which is the ability that the Spitfire has. A lightweight airframe and large wings allow this plane to make better turns. Play on a plane during its under this trait during its movement. The plane may make a normal 45-degree turn at any point in this movement, not just at the end. So normally planes will go like that and then turn 45 degrees at the end of the turn. So basically you could go like that, turn, and then carry on. So that's simple. Okay, so we're going to quick look at the rules. Okay, so as I said, this game's been written by, if I can actually pick the thing up because my hands are sticky. This has been written by Andy Chambers, who has designed so many games over the years. I'm hoping to speak with him about it. So it gives you your full contents, and it's only a 16-page rulebook. It's not very, very thick, but it tells you how to actually get the most out of the game and how to play it. So you've got all your basic rules, advantage system, which I'll come into in a second. Then you've got rookie, average, veteran, ace. Sorry, it wasn't experienced, it was for number 4, it was for veteran. So those are your different skills for your pilots, like that, and then how to play the game, and then all the various things we go. Position shooting. It's quite simple. Especially if you manage to get behind someone, you're going to get an advantage on them. And then you've got your pilot actions, and then which brings us on to the bases, which I'm just going to show you now. I've not taken them out of the bag yet, so okay. So if you look at the bases are, you've got a slot that goes, the pilot skill goes over the top, and that goes into your plane. Like that, and then you've got 3 different positions. You've got a neutral position, which is normal. You've got a rear position, which is going backwards, which is disadvantaged, and then you've got one facing down, which is disadvantaged. Right? Let me have a look. Yeah, I think that's the right way around. Yeah. So basically, if your plane is flying that way, like that, it's disadvantaged. If it's flying like that, it's advantaged. If it's like that, it's neutral. This comes into play for your initiative for your planes. Okay, so the next rule book is the expanded rules, and these go into more detail of your aircraft traits, action deck, building your cards, using the doctrine and theatre cards, and how many you use per aircraft per battle. Depends how many you've got. So if you're using a game between 1 and 6 cards, 6 planes, you will have 1 doctrine card and 2 theatre cards. So your hand size, how you can refuel your hand at the end of the game, at the end of the turn, and then multi-engine aircraft such as the Blenheim and the Dornier. And there we go, fighter races for the World Blood Red Skies. Okay, written by there's a crits, so Andy Chambers, and Wing Commander John Stella. I'm sure John will be really pleased to know that. Right, okay, and then there's a scenario book, which basically is exactly that. It's a scenario book. Tells you what forces you should choose, historical doctrines. You could, if you really wanted to, because it gives you the dates of the actual events, the sorties, you could actually go onto the RAF website and pick a particular day and find the actual weather conditions for that day, because they are still up on the RAF website, which is, I think it's raf.org. So it's simple scenarios, really good. Escort duty, so you're escorting the Blenheim Bomber, and then or you're escorting the Dornier 17, and that's it. So that's a quick look at Blood Red Skies. We've got the I think it was the JU88 is the next one that I've got coming to me. So I'll do an unboxing of that and I'll compare them to the planes, and I'll put some pictures up on Gamers Web when I do the review, because this is going to be linked to the review on Gamers Web. If you haven't visited Gamers Web, our website yet, please do so. It's gamersweb.co.uk. And so what do you think about this? Let us know in the comments down below. It seems like a pretty quick game to play. I've watched quite a few walkthroughs on it, and I'll put a link to one of the Warlord Games website, the Warlord Games YouTube site, in the description below. So that's Blood Red Skies from Warlord Games. This is available now. And that's that. As always, I'm Mark. Gamers Web. By gamers, for gamers.